Hi everyone, Flavia here and thank you so much for joining me today. In this video, we will be opening door number 2 of Spellbinders 2025 Crafty Advent Calendar. And as we can see here, behind door number 2, we have a very small stamp set with 2 sentiment options. One that reads "Thank you so much" and another one that reads "Hope your day is magical." To make today's note card, I will actually be doing a technique that I haven't done in a while, which is so much fun and easy to do, and it will allow me to end up with a stamped image twice as bigger as this one, which is the masking technique. And that is why now I am going to remove this panel from my Misty stamping tool and stamp this same image one more time onto a piece of full sticky post-it page, which is what I had next to me. However, know that for this technique, we can also use masking paper, which is a paper intended to be used for the masking technique. So once I am done stamping this image a second time over this piece of post-it page, I am actually going to remove it from my Misty stamping tool and begin fussy cutting this image with a pair of scissors. This step is actually my least favorite, however, since the masking technique is so much fun, I actually do not mind it. And once I am all done fussy cutting around this post-it page, actually notice here that I only fussy cut around one side of this image, which is what I am going to use to protect my previously stamped image. So now I am going to position that white panel that I stamped earlier at the beginning of this video back inside my Misty stamping tool in the exact same spot as before, and I am going to use the fussy cut post-it panel to protect this stamped image on my white panel. So once I have my post-it panel that I fussy cut perfectly lined up with the stamped image on my white panel, I will reposition the clear stamp in such a way that it overlaps just a little bit with the previous one, and this will allow me to end up with a stamped image twice as big as the original one. Once I am all done, I can go ahead and remove the post-it page that is masking the previous stamped image to reveal the final result. And here is a closer look. So now that we are done stamping this beautiful image, let's move on to the card base. I will begin by scoring and folding in half a piece of white cardstock that measures 8.5 by 11 inches. Then I will use the largest metal plate included in this die set by Spellbinders to create a fun-shaped note card. To do so, I will tape this plate in place over my folded note card, making sure to offset the edges of this die plate on the folded side of this note card. Then I will run this sandwich through my die cutting machine. Since I need to cut through 2 layers of cardstock at once, I will actually be using my electric die cutting machine just to make things easier for me. And once we do all of that, here is the final result, a fun square-shaped note card. By the way, off screen, I also die cut a panel using the second largest plate included in this die set from Spellbinders Waterfall cardstock, which is what I am gluing to the front of my note card. Using that same second largest plate included in this die set, I also cut out 2 white panels that I am now gluing inside my note card just to make it feel heavier so it stands nicely on display. Off screen, I also cut out that stamped image using the 3rd and 4th largest plates included in this set, and now I will move on to the coloring process. To color my panel, I'm using Faber-Castell coloring pencils, and since I'm just doing basic coloring over here, nothing fancy, we will skip most of this process just to save you some time, and here is the final result. Now I will go ahead and place this colored panel back inside the Misty stamping tool so I can stamp the sentiment. For this note card, I chose to stamp the sentiment "Hope your day is magical." Once that is done, I will go ahead and glue this panel to the front of my note card using strong liquid adhesive. And now to make this note card stand out even more, I will add this die cut frame that I cut out from Spellbinders Poppy Field cardstock. And as a final touch, now I will add some die-cut butterflies that I cut out from Spellbinder's Mirror Gold cardstock using a very small butterfly die plate included in the Spellbinder's Step into Spring die set, which is this die set that we can see on the top left corner of the screen. And here is a closer look at the completed note card along with the matching envelope. To make the envelope match the note card, I decided to add 2 cardstock strips to the flap of the envelope, same colors of cardstock as the colors that I used to make the note card. And at the bottom right corner of the envelope, I decided to stamp that same image once using black pigment ink. Thank you so much for joining me today. Take care and happy crafting!